We are live. What's going on, everybody? It's Reseller Wake Up, episode 212. Yep, 212. We're getting up there in the numbers. Yeah, I said 8 o'clock. Sorry, guys. I'm just a couple minutes late. We were talking, and I lost track of time. But got John on here. What's up, everybody? How you doing, John? What's going on with you these days?
I don't know. It's I'm in my RV. We had a dream to live in an RV, and we live in it. I missed Paul by I think a day. I'm not sure when you got to Florida, but we were leaving Florida, headed for Vegas. We're headed for Vegas right now. To the ASD show. I don't even know what the ASD stands for. Some big sales show in Vegas that I go to twice a year.
Huh. Definitely getting a lot of sun. You look, or it looks like you're getting a lot of sun. A little dark.
I get a lot of sun, and I'm down 26 pounds as of this week.
That's awesome. Yeah, I applied for my next Fight to Win fight that's happening it's in the middle of August, like August 18th or something like that. And I think I told him that I would do it at 175, and I am now 188. So I'll have to lose 10 or 15 pounds in 3 weeks if I'm going to make weight for this card. But he hasn't contacted me back yet, and I applied last week. I don't know. I might not hear from him. I might not get on this card. I know there are a lot of people that are trying to, and I mean, there's 30 fights, but I don't know. I kind of hope that he doesn't actually try and get a hold of me this time, because I pulled my groin pretty bad Tuesday, basically the day after I applied. I went and I was rolling with this dude that outweighs me by about 100 pounds, and I was doing fine against him. I had him in a really good position, and all of a sudden, it was just, he's so big and strong. Holding on to him, I had to use my whole body, and it's just like clamping on. And all of a sudden, I just felt this pop, and it was like, oh, let's stop. I need to go and I need to see how this is, and it's been bugging me the whole week, like to the point where it hurts just to sit down in my car or to get up out of a chair. So I don't know if that'll be better by the fight or not, but it should be at least good enough for me to roll. I mean, I just want to be on the card. I don't really care if I win, although it would be nice. I think it's like $200 or $300 to win, but last time I made about the same amount for winning with my ticket sales. So let's see what's going on in the chat.
I'm trying to catch
in
up.
There. Joe Panico's in there. Glenn said, happy birthday. Thank you. Today is my birthday. I'm 38 today. Getting old.
Damn, you're old.
Big 4-0. Yeah, I don't feel old. That's all that matters.
Well, I can tell you, since I started losing weight, I feel like I'm 30 again. I can't believe how much I can move around.
It's insane how much just losing a bunch of weight knocks the years off. Robin's in the chat. What's going on, Robin?
Somebody's asking, how was your trip to Florida?
My trip to Florida was good, very good. I like it hot. Everybody's like, it's gonna be so hot. You're crazy going in July, blah blah blah. First of all, I was on the beach. I was wearing a tank top and in board shorts and flip flops every day. I could be in 100-degree weather and be comfortable. I mean, I don't even turn my air conditioner on in my house. I put a couple fans on, keep the air circulating a little bit. I mean, it gets 100 degrees most of the time here in Colorado. Doesn't bother me at all, as long as I can dress like this. That's the best thing about getting canned. Once they told me that they were letting me go, I was like, oh, good. I can start going back to wearing T-shirts and shorts and flip-flops every day. I don't have to freaking dress up.
Yeah, that's what I live in.
Yeah. I mean, I could survive in some pretty hot weather comfortably with this dress code, so I'm not sweating that.
I went to a friend's warehouse and I put socks and shoes on. I said, "This is the first time in 6 months I've had a pair of shoes on."
Yep. I mean, I wear flip-flops all year. I don't even care. As long as there isn't actual snow on the ground, I would prefer just to have a pair of sandals on. And
Yep.
but I mean, I'm in the gym all the time, you know. I mean, I train now. I can go back to training 2 or 3 hours a day. And like yesterday, I was at a tournament all day reffing, and you don't wear shoes on the mat, so I didn't even have shoes on yesterday. Actually, I had to wear socks because it was part of the uniform. That was kind of weird, but I don't usually wear socks anymore. Kelly said, "Happy birthday, Paul, even though I don't know you from one reseller to another." Yeah, I'm just a regular dude. I started doing this show years ago. Like, how long have we been doing this, John? Like 3 years?
I know I've been doing it for just over 2.
Yeah, so it was like 2 or 3 years ago. Oh my God, Brian's in the chat. Robin's. I kind of want to get them on. I'm gonna send these guys links.
Go ahead, send them.
You guys
send
don't
as
have
many
to come
people
on.
links as you want.
You guys don't have to come on, but
Robin, Robin's in. Hey, Robin.
Yeah,
Didn't
Robin's
even
in
see you. I'm
Brian,
sorry.
Robin's in there. Brian's in there. I haven't talked to Brian in freaking forever.
I gotta poop. Thanks, Brian.
But yeah, it's my second. Is it my? Yeah, this was my second week since I lost my job, and the first week I spent on vacation in Florida, so that wasn't. That one didn't really count. My stores were on vacation, and I actually still got a bunch of sales. It wasn't a lot. It was maybe $500 all week, but still, that was just. I mean, get that PayPal credit card, man. It just every time you get a sale, that's money in your wallet. But I paid off my PayPal loan. I got a PayPal working capital loan. I don't know how long ago. I think it might have been last November, October, something like that. And it's like $3,000, but it was pretty good.
What are you going to do? What are you going to do now that you're unemployed? Let's talk about that a little bit.
I get more time.
I mean, a lot of people find themselves in that situation. That's how I got started.
Just list more. You know, I mean, I've got Amazon's doing okay. I've been developing T-shirt designs for merch, and merch is the easiest way to do the whole T-shirt game, which is why I've been using them. I have looked at like Poshmark and stuff like that, but yeah. So I got a merch account the day that it was announced, because I follow Chris Green, and he was like, "You guys need to look into this now." And then I just went, I applied, I got approved immediately, and then I never made a single T-shirt until 2 weeks ago. And then I started hearing actually it was the week that I got fired. I started hearing rumors that they were shutting people down, that they were gonna close your account after a certain amount of time if you don't make a design. So I get on and I'm like, "Oh my God, my account's still active. Why? How is that even a thing?" Like, I thought for sure I had lost it, but it was up. So I was like, well, screw it. I'm going to start doing some T-shirt designs. So I haven't really figured it out yet as far as like getting the shirts sold, but I have sold 3 shirts. And I guess there's certain things that you've got to do. I'm doing more like niche-y stuff. Like I was hoping that the Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu shirts would work, since that's my thing. And you know, I know all the little cute sayings and stuff that people like, and I see people wearing those shirts all the time, so I know what people that are into jiu-jitsu wear. But I guess there aren't a lot of people going to Amazon to buy jiu-jitsu shirts because they aren't really selling. But it's okay. I made a couple stupid ones. I made one of the ones that I made just to keep my account up. It's just a fan that says "This blows." And I sold one of those right away, but I only sold one of them. So I don't know really how to get it going. I guess I've been reading more of the mastermind groups. I joined a couple of those that specialize in merch, that with guys explaining how they ramped up their listings. Because since I have since my account is so old, when they first started, they were giving you 25 listings instead of 10. I guess now if you try, you get 10 listings if you try to apply, and then you have to ramp it up from there. I got 25. So I still haven't finished 25 actual listings. Need to work on that. But I think I'm up to like 15. Is there a way to identify trending on merch similar to Teespring? Man, Joe, if you find me somebody that can answer that question, I will have them on and talk to them for an hour. I've had a couple rejections, and I know exactly why they were rejected. I did a
copyright issues.
Yeah, for sure, trademark. I had one.
I hear that all the time.
The very first shirt that I did was choke dealer. You know, like play on the words coke dealer, but it was you know how Darth Vader does the force choke? It's just a hand doing the force choke. That's all it is, and it says choke dealer, and I've actually sold a couple of those. But the first time I put it up, I put Darth Vader in the keywords or the force or something that kind of put it or like related it to Star Wars. So I was like, okay, that was obvious. So I went back and I took those out of the keywords and it went through. So most of the time it's the keywords that get you rejected. I had this one shirt. It said, I don't know. It was, let's see if I can find it real quick. It had a swear word on it. But I just whipped it together. I really made it because I was trying out. I've been focusing more on the photo editing part of making the shirts, like learning how to do different things with like fonts and with like manipulating images, you know, like taking a picture of something and turning it into so it looks like a sketch, or removing parts of the background so that there's no printing and that the shirt just goes through, like how to use transparency and everything like that. So that's all this shirt was. But let me see if I can find it real quick. The design, I already deleted it because I know I'll get in trouble, or I was going to get in trouble for it. But let's see.
I got some neat software you may want to look at.
I've been using just GIMP. GIMP for everything. You can't.
No, this will take like the image on your shirt and turn it into lines where every other line is missing, and you're able to still see it.
Oh, okay.
It's a pretty neat vinyl program that'll give you a AI image that you could actually bring into GIMP to use on a shirt if you were interested.
You know what I really want to figure out is how to make a image look lithographed. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Because like
Swamp. Oops, go ahead. Sorry.
No, go ahead. What I'm not on the chat, so if somebody says something important, I want to know.
Yeah, Swamp Picker just asked me, John, do you resell on the road? Technically, I guess you could say yes, but I have warehouses and employees and a whole string of things. I control it from here. My plan was to sell on the road. I have half my basement, which is the underneath storage of the motorhome, is eBay stuff that'll sell. I just have not had time to list it. Being on the road's a little tougher than I thought it was going to be.
All right.
So we still haven't worked out all the kinks.
Here's my t-shirt that I came up with. It didn't look that great on the shirt anyway once it got done. But
but I'd wear it.
Oh hell yeah, I would wear it too. But like I said, I was just playing around with like transparencies and making the transparent background, and with like the eagles kind of transparent, and just trying to make something that looked good with different with different effects and stuff like that. But it turned out all right, I guess. But I was like, you know, you're not supposed to use swear words on merch, so I took it off. But maybe I'll keep. I kept the file, so maybe I'll put it up on or on Poshmark or something like that eventually. But for now, I'm not too concerned about it. Let's see here.
I'll be right back. I gotta deliver coffee.
All right. Kelly is going to go list. Oh, you could go listing when we're done, but that's okay. I need to list too. Actually, I was going to make a listing just to show you guys. Oh, yeah, I could do a star, maybe a horseshoe or something like that. That'd be cool. So, yeah, there are a lot of different effects that I really want to kind of get figured out, and stuff that I know that you can do with GIMP. But from the first time that I started using GIMP, like 3 or 4 years ago, probably. Actually, I used it a lot before that for very, very, very minor things. But I mean, I use it every day now, and I use it for my eBay listings, photos for Amazon. You know, I do all of my editing with GIMP, and I feel like I'm getting pretty good at it. I mean, I can knock out some pretty cool effects and designs, and I can really clean up a photo. I mean, I can take a crappy photo and have it look pretty good within a couple of minutes. You know, just as long as you have the right background that you take the photo on and all that stuff. And I can do some cool stuff, you know, like take a photo and make it look like it's a drawing when it's done or whatever. Like I did that with, let's see if I can find one.
See, I find that fascinating that people can do that.
It's not really that hard. So I started with, here, I'll share my screen again.
Well, you know my problem. I grew too big. I don't have time for...
Oh, yeah, I know. Yeah, like this thing here. Oh, yeah, it's hard to see with the... this is just some of the stuff I've been working on with merch. Yeah, this one is that one that I was telling you about, the fan. It just says this blows. But yeah, this was just a picture I took of my own hand, and then I turned it into that. Can't really see it because it's a PNG file. I'd have to open it up in GIMP to get the transparent.
I actually can see it a little.
Yeah. Screw it. Let me open it up in GIMP just to.
Yo, it's Brian.
Yo.
Hey, Brian. How you been, man?
I had to poop.
Okay.
I should be in your neck of the woods in... I'm planning on being in your neck of the woods in January, Brian.
Why?
I don't know.
See, that's what it looks like when it's done. And then the original picture, man, I don't even know if I can find the original picture, but let me see if I can find it and then I'll screen share it again.
I'm glad to see your file system's as good as mine.
On my computer?
Yeah.
I know where everything is, man. I know where everything is. You should see my inventory system. I do have to get better at that because I have the stuff that sells fast is fine because it's already on top of the pile. But when something sits for too long and I got to dig around for it, it's like, ah, crap, this is taking too long for a $10 pair.
That's your inventory system behind you, right?
What's that?
That's your inventory system behind you, right?
No, that's mostly just like cleaning supplies and stuff that I need to fix and mess around with. A couple of those things are listed, but you know, it's like my disc cleaner, my heat gun, my bubble wraps up there, all my mailers and everything are there, my packing tape, all my cleaners, my printers back there. Yeah, and then stuff that I need to list that I don't need to take all the way upstairs to photograph. I can do all, like, you know, vinyl and video games and movies and books and stuff like that. I can list those right at my desk and just knock out 20 or 30 listings in an hour without even breaking a sweat. And that's with the photographs and everything. but trying to find. Oh, there it is. Okay.
Who's that cutie with you, Brian?
I picked this one up on the side of the road.
No, not true.
I was just going to ask about her. How's she doing?
How you doing? Oh,
I'm doing good.
How about the hula hoop?
Good.
Okay.
he's asking you, don't look at me. Tell him. You get over there, watch TV.
I gotta go get mine in about an hour.
She's got to be
And
getting
she leaves
big.
today.
What's that? Oh, she leaves today?
Yeah.
Yeah, so this is what this was the start. Like the photograph I started working with, and then that's how it turned out after I was done. But I mean, that's like probably 5 minutes once you know where to go and what to do.
Really?
Yeah. And this is cool for like if you want to do like a drawing, make a picture of your kid look like a drawing or something like that. It's real easy to do. I did it with a couple of other pictures too. They just didn't turn out as good. Like I started with this, let's see. I'll try and find those two.
Paul, you should do a tutorial on that.
Yeah, I should. I might do that. I mean, I've done a lot of tutorials and it seems like they get, like nobody even pays attention to them and nobody watches them. Nobody, like people like the live shows. They don't like the tutorials. I don't know if it's because they want me to be doing live shows or they come to my channel for live shows or what. But I mean, I've done several, not a whole lot, but I've done enough tutorials that I thought, all right, this is going to be the one that breaks 10K, at least 10,000 views. And they get like less views than my freaking live shows. Then
why don't you do a tutorial as a live show?
That's how I do my tutorials.
Okay.
It's not, it just, I don't know. It just doesn't turn out the same for some reason. I don't, maybe
hey, there's Deb.
Bad. Deb's in the chat.
Yeah,
Hold
Deb,
on a
get in
second.
here.
You'll see her in a second.
Deb always has a link. She needs a better link. What? The link? How
Hey,
did we
Deb,
do this
I had to
last time,
click
Deb?
it twice, too. I had to click it twice, too, Paul. The first time it gave me an error message.
Really?
Yeah.
I
I think it's Google Hangouts, not the link.
Okay. I'll just send it directly to Deb. Try this one, girly.
This one got rejected.
Are you serious?
Yep.
It would have been better if it was a Bronco, though.
Quick. That works, but it got rejected.
How are you doing with that, Brian? I'm glad you popped on here.
I am keeping my head above water with it.
Really?
Yep. Oh, that's stuff.
That's awesome, man. I'm really glad you found something you can sink your teeth into, so to speak.
Well, the best thing about it is, like, just because my area kind of sucks for really high margin eBay stuff, this is something I can create. I can make out of
Right.
nothing and sell it. It really
That's
works.
my wife behind me, in case anybody wants to know.
Okay.
I need another cup of coffee, please.
Yeah, I'm getting.
She don't know how to make coffee. I make her coffee every morning.
I made my second cup myself yesterday. Thank you very much.
Yeah, I have to make the coffee every morning because if I don't, she only makes it for herself.
Well, I'm always up hours before her, so when we had an actual coffee pot, I made the coffee every morning, and when she woke up, I just took her a cup, you know, because the first thing she does is look in the mirror and start getting ready with that long hair. I don't have that kind of problem.
Yeah, that's why I
Yeah.
just do this thing.
Yeah, because you got that problem too, don't you, hon?
So, come on, Deb. There she is.
Yeah, Brian sent one that worked. All the other links she sent me, Paul, wouldn't work.
That is so
Deb,
weird.
I was so close to coming to see you.
No, you weren't. You were at the top of Texas, so you still had like 4 or 5 hours to drive.
Aren't you in Austin?
Yeah.
I started to leave Houston and go through Austin to go to
Oh, you could have totally
Midland.
been here like in like 3 hours.
But we one route had it set up that way, but I didn't think I would have the extra day because it's my daughter's birthday.
Yeah. It does take a. It's like I always try to tell people. I'm like, man, if you're gonna come to Austin, you have to come to Austin on purpose. You don't get to just travel through. You know, it's just.
Well, we stopped in New Orleans, and New Orleans was just so much fun. The one day we were there, we ended up staying 3 days.
Yeah, I saw your pictures on Facebook that you were having a good time. I think I still have pillow marks on the side of my head.
How many beads did you earn, John?
I didn't get any. I didn't get it. I behaved myself. My wife had me on a short leash.
My son's coming today. I'm gonna pick him up at the airport at 3.
Oh, flying in from, isn't he in Baltimore or something?
Virginia. Yeah.
I was close.
Yep, you were close. He changed his mind last minute and he wanted to come, so.
And your daughter's home from college, I seen.
Well, I have 3 daughters, but they're all 3 here. So yeah, none of my son's coming, so all the kids will be here. All of my brood.
All right,
Okay,
we got a
another one
question.
with that GIMP technique. See, this is what it ended up as, but this is actually a picture of me in a tournament where I triangled a dude. But yeah, just took. It's really easy to get all the backgrounds and everything out of there. That sucked, that watermark, but it still looked okay when it got done. I still don't like how, the knees kind of faded, but when it's on the shirt, it looks pretty good. It just doesn't look that great on a black shirt, which I'm told if it doesn't look good on a black shirt, then you're screwed. Like, you should just get rid of the design. So I don't know.
That's why on Photoshop I always set up a layer behind there with a color of one of the shirt colors.
Oh, okay.
Then I design up on top of another layer, so I can
That's
see
good.
as it goes.
And then you just delete the layer when it's time to save it.
Right.
That's a good idea. I'm going to start doing that. But yeah, if you guys want a tutorial, I'll make it. Just, I don't know, hit the like button or comment below, or
I know I would like a tutorial on how to remove the background.
oh, that's easy. Well,
Oh,
okay.
right.
The background might be the hardest part, but once you do get started,
That's super easy. I mean,
No,
it's like the hardest part, but it's so
all of
easy.
all of it is easy. It's just that's the hardest part. It takes the longest, and it helps to have a really good mouse. Like, I've got a mouse with adjustable DPI on the button, so I can slow down the DPI a lot. But here, let me show you. I'll show you what I do. I'll just walk through like this one.
All right.
I was gonna do these for eBay today. Like, I took these pictures this morning, and I was just about to go list this thing, but where am
Mr.
I?
Sadie, I see your question. I will answer it at one point.
Go ahead, answer it. Answer away. It's gonna take me a second to find these.
All right. His question is, John, are you doing all wholesale? What do you think about the future of Amazon sellers, both RA and wholesale? I don't want to touch RA with a 10-foot pole. I think it's going to become a big issue, except for there's still going to, listen, there's always going to be a market where you can buy something in a store and resell it, especially like clearance items and things like that. But I see Amazon slowly getting to where they're closing more and more of the branded items, and they're looking for people to develop their own products. Whether it be a bundle or a private label item or something like that, they're looking to work with branded products more and more is what I see. I do 100% wholesale. Even my private label is wholesale. I see Amazon becoming more of a. I see a split between Amazon and eBay more and more. I see eBay being, I hate to say a flea market, but kind of like a flea market where Amazon wants to be more like a mall type, where you can go in and find anything you want new. They're not going towards the used. But Deb may know better than me on the used side.
Yeah, they don't like.
Because I know you sell a lot of used stuff, don't you, Deb? Like plush.
Yeah, but they've locked that market out because they put it into learning toys. What the hell is a stuffed animal? How is it a learning toy?
I had a plush and I found it. It was on top of a bin at the Goodwill outlet. It was just a little wolf Beanie Baby, and I scanned it on Amazon, and it was like $30 or something like that. So I bought it, sent it into Amazon with a shipment, and then it was fine. I had it listed, everything, and then when it showed up, they took it down and said that I couldn't list that or something. It had to be removed. So I just had it sent back, and then I sold it on eBay for like $12 and still made money on it.
It's a learning toy.
But yeah.
And they put them in baby toys too, so you have to get ungated in baby toy and learning toy.
Yeah, I don't like plush at all. Like I never have any luck with plush. I don't have good luck.
I love it. I'm so good with it.
What's that?
I said I love it. I'm so good at it.
I'll send you all of my plush.
Is it good plush or crappy plush?
Here, I'll put a link to my.
I have some really good plush. I can buy some really good plush wholesale, Deb.
I might need to talk to you because I do need to get ungated in there. I would love to get ungated in like plush. So
I got some listings that you could jump right on and probably do your wholesale orders and be able to get ungated.
Yeah, that'd be great. We need to talk about that. Hey, John, what do you think about the Sears selling their stuff on Amazon? I thought that, cause you know how Sears was trying so hard to be a third market, like, and their website is so terrible, you can't find anything on it. And then I heard the other day that they were gonna sell, that they partnered with Amazon.
I don't know if you remember, there was a point in time that Amazon went after Walmart for about 18 to 24 hours. They tried a hostile takeover of Walmart, because they seen Walmart as this huge distribution system that was already in place. I have a strange feeling you're going to see Sears and Amazon being more and more together, because Sears is the oldest catalog company with the most practiced distribution system within the market.
I was reading up on Sears, because I was trying to read about the Sears Tower, now the Willis Tower, and I was trying to read about it, and it was like, you know, how much money they put into building that building, and what a, you know, giant they were, and they were the biggest, you know, in the world, and it's just like, wow, and now they're like, people drive by, they're like, oh, you have a Sears? Wow, we have a Sears, you know, like, yeah.
But I see them, you know, this is like the first step. This is the beginning of the relationship. Let's see how we do with this, and then maybe we can do a little more. And then I could see Amazon using Sears distribution system into all these stores that they have for local pickup.
Yeah, that's possible. I just think it's sad that Sears has gone the way that it's gone. I mean, it's like showing just nobody's immune, and all it takes is a couple bad decisions in your business, and you're just like, you go from this giant to like a place that nobody goes to, and the parking lot's empty. You know, I didn't realize how disconnected from Office Depot I had gotten until they were like the 5th on my list in my brain when I was coming up with places that I was going to go look for an office supply. And I was like, oh, I need to go over here. Let me check this thing I got on Amazon. Let me go over there. Let me go to this. Oh, I could totally go to Office Depot. It was like the 5th on the list on my office supply shopping. And I was like, I completely forgot that store even existed. And it's right down the street from my house. It's not like I don't have any. There's 2 equal distance from me.
Yeah, I don't even go into Office Depot, or I used to go there to drop off packages for Amazon FBA when I was still sending stuff UPS, because it was the closest UPS hub. But that's the only reason that I've been in there in like 5 years. And you know, when I do go there, I'll look around a little bit. I think I actually found some stuff the last time I was in there, just because I started scanning things for at least a few minutes. But you know, I didn't get anything crazy, but I made some money. But now I've got a FedEx next door to my apartment, townhouse, whatever, and it's like literally right around the corner, next door to me. So I can just walk my packages over there as long as they're not 50 pounds.
I'm gonna have to figure out like the FedEx and the UPS in the new town. I saw some places that said they were authorized drop-offs, so
yeah.
Because I know there is not a FedEx there. So.
This is how it looks whenever I'm designing. I'll have that layer in the background with the color of the shirt.
You're just black. There's nothing there. That's the way it looks like when I'm designing too.
Yeah.
I'll just set a black layer, or I'll set an OD green layer.
Brian, we can't see anything.
You're not supposed to be able to. That's the background. He's showing us how he does his shirts.
Let me see. What?
I think. No, is this supposed to be showing something? Because it is just a total black screen, Brian.
Hold on a second.
There it is. Okay, we got
something.
it. No, we don't. It can't. It started to come up.
Try it in Linux.
Screen share.
Hi, Mr. Sadie. Asked if Kim and Chad were expecting. I was like, man, that would be tough to start over with a fresh baby.
Yeah, you know how, you're the person that you're telling you're pregnant is a really good friend when they're like, you sure this is cool? You gonna be okay? Instead of, oh my gosh,
that's so amazing.
That's amazing. Yeah, you know they're a good friend when they're like, you okay with this?
Yeah, I'm not. Somebody asked me that the other day. Oh, I remember when I said I was announcing big news. And you don't know how many people were like, you're pregnant. I'm like, that's not great news. Like, that's not. That would be awful. That would be starting over after 10 years. My kid's already like self-sufficient and I'm going to start over fresh. No thanks.
If I do it, it's going to be pretty soon, because my daughter is just at the age now where right about the time I need a babysitter, she'll be the perfect age. So
yeah, I'm not interested. Nope.
Yeah, but think that all the way through first, Paul.
Oh, I know. It is what it is. I like having kids. I'm not that old. I'm pretty healthy. I stay in shape. I figure I got a good 40 years left before I start to feel it. I'm being very optimistic.
We move in this week. We get to move in, so maybe next week when you're on doing your show, if I'm awake, I'll be in my new office.
What do you got, a new house done?
Yeah, we got the new house.
I missed that.
Got repaired and painted, and then the floors went in on Friday, so we can officially move in.
I missed that.
Yeah, we can't start moving until Monday tomorrow because my silly self. We're getting a dumpster, so I can just throw junk in it, which is like the wisest. They're like $300. Get a dumpster.
Oh yeah, for sure. When I moved out of my place, I got one of those little vinyl dumpsters or whatever from Home Depot. And I filled it up so fast, I had to call an actual dumpster place. They took that, put it in the dumpster, and then I filled the dumpster up.
Yeah, we got an actual dumpster. We got like a 5-ton dumpster.
Yeah.
We've lived here for over 5 years, and my husband having his business, and leftover stuff in the yard, and just trash, that needs to. There's like stuff out there that I took out of the shed and was like, I don't want this. And then, like, it just got rained on, so. But, yeah, we get to move.
I sold the house in 6 hours, and we had 2.5 weeks to be out. You want
I
to try?
I saw that. I don't comment on your stuff, John, but I do see it.
I know you do, because I see every once in a while I'll click like or something. I do see you.
Yeah,
I know.
I do see all your posts. I just don't comment on them, but I do keep up with you.
I see all the posts that Facebook shows me. I don't know if I see them all or not, but the ones that they show
I'm just gonna start tagging you in all of my posts, so that way you know specifically.
Oh yeah,
No.
yeah. You can tag me if you want.
I'm just kidding. Everything you do is with Paul. They're gonna be like, "Who is this chick? Who is this person? And who is this?"
What's the deal with those two?
Well, I remember when my wife kept asking, "Who's this Deb you're always talking to?"
Yeah,
When
my
we were
husband
hanging
did that
out,
about
doing
Adam. He's like, "Who's that guy in the red shirt?" And I'm like, "He's the least of your concerns."
All right, Brian. So you got it figured out.
See that? Can you see it?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. That's if like this one, I was aiming for a black shirt, black layer behind it, and just start designing on top in another layer. So I usually do a lot of darker colors anyways. So that's when I'm finished, it looks like that. Then I'll just take that one layer of black, delete it, hide it since I use Photoshop and save as a PNG, and it's done. So that gives you a good way to see what it'll look like beforehand.
We're waiting.
Still waiting.
Anticipation.
Waiting on what?
Nothing's happening.
I'm glad we planned these shows out so well.
This is the worst PowerPoint presentation I've ever seen.
No, he's using Windows Photo Viewer. He's not in Photoshop right now.
Oh.
Oh,
You're just showing us the.
I'm just showing what it.
You didn't show us it in Photoshop. All you showed us was the actual picture.
Right.
Yes.
So that's as I'm in Photoshop. That's what I'm seeing. It's just layered out.
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, for the people that don't know how to use Photoshop or GIMP, they have no idea what you're talking about.
Like me.
Yeah. So basically, like all the letters and the words and everything, they'll be all in separate layers, and they'll be when you're. Let me show you guys here. This will be easy to kind of explain to you.
I'll fire up Photoshop.
No, I got it.
No, you use GIMP. I use Photoshop.
So
I use a VA.
So here we're in here. Over here, you've got all your layers. So you can add a bunch of layers. And then on a separate layer, now nothing's going to happen to this. I can go to this other layer, and I can, like, add a color or something.
This is riveting.
Yeah.
I'm going to have to go back and rewatch this.
Well, you might actually learn something if you do. But
for me,
it's on a black background. Go over here, pick a black color or whatever, and then you can just boom. And this is transparent, so I don't. Yeah, there we go. And then
that's the way my designs look.
well, now I just move this layer down so that this is on top. That's what it'll look on a black background. Now, if I want to make it see what it looks like on a blue background, then I'll just change the color again. And we'll go to more of a blue color. And then go back to that layer. And boom, change the background color again.
And boom, 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 you're a merch millionaire.
Basically.
Alrighty.
That's what I.
All right, Chris Green
That's the
Jr.
plan anyway. Someday. But then you just take the layer off, and then you can upload it like this to Amazon, and then this stuff is all clear. Like there's nothing there. It's just completely removed, all the little checkerboards. And then this is all that's going to show up on the shirt. And you get to pick your color and all that stuff. But I did want to show you guys real quick before we go some of the stuff that I do for GIMP for eBay. Like see how this, here's a picture of a food saver and basic thing. You guys, it's the kind of thing that I pick up a lot, and they sell pretty good. But, you know, you can just crop it a little bit. This is going to be a really hard one to do
Do
because
they sell well? 'Cause I don't pick them up at all.
really.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
gonna do some research while you're doing that.
All right, V2490. Put that into eBay and then put it into Amazon.
490 Food Saver. Okay.
And then so
That's enough.
since this is so white, it's going to be hard to change the background to just white because it'll make it way too bright. So
Wow.
I'm going to try and make it a little bit like I want to make the background more white or as white as I can without washing out the food saver altogether. So I'll, just go to brightness, and contrast, and then just brighten it up a little bit, and then contrast will kind of make the background a little wider and make the thing in the front stand out a little bit more. And you just do that until it just looks like complete crap, basically. And then you go back to what it was before that. So that's a little bit too much. Dial it back. And
Now, if you wanted to put that on a T-shirt, could you?
yeah, I mean,
Could
I
you
would have
remove
to
all the background from it?
Yeah, so the way that I do the background for something like this, because it's so most of the time I'm pretty good about getting all the shadows out, but my lighting just wasn't. It's really hard to photograph a white item on a white background, and it's the only color I have right now. Honestly, if I was going to list this on eBay, I would probably put it on my kitchen table so it looks like it's in the kitchen and do more photos. Now, when I'm doing the photos, it's easy. I mean, all I do for photographs is I've got my cell phone linked to Dropbox, so I take the pictures, they automatically get uploaded to my computer, and then I can do all my photo editing from the computer immediately after that. But I mean, like for this, if you wanted to remove the background and I don't know.
You can always use this quick selection tool.
Yeah.
I think I'll still not pick up food savers except for this one, the V4440. And it's not hard to spot because it's black and chrome.
Are you still parting stuff out, Deb, or you gave that up?
I will be. I haven't done eBay in months. I was busy buying this house and losing my mind, and but I will be like real heavy back into parts as soon as I get back to selling in August.
Okay, that's what it did. So yeah, you can use the selection tool if you want to, and that takes out big chunks of it pretty quickly. Just make sure you don't lose parts of the picture when you do that. See how that's what the photo selection tool does when you're too white compared to the background. But now, I mean, it's starting to look a little bit better.
Let me ask you a question. If you ran this photo through PhotoFuse,
I've never.
It would be faster.
I don't think it would be much faster. It's still white on white. Like PhotoFuse.
okay, but if let's say it's a blue shirt on a white background, and you run it through PhotoFuse so the entire background is white, is it very easy to remove the background at that point?
Yeah. I think the best one out is Clipping Magic still, but they charge now. But I have a friend that would let me use her account because I only had like one picture or whatever that I needed to do. And it was way better. Like they've mass improved that program.
What's
it called?
Clipping Magic. It used to be free, and then they started charging for it, and people stopped using it because at the time that it was free, it was only worth being free. But now they've greatly improved that program. It's a lot better than it used to be. If you do a lot of background cuts, it would be worth paying for.
I mean, isn't it like $15? But do they charge you per month, or do you just one-time fee?
No, they charge you like per your subscription. Yeah.
Oh.
Now, John, if you got Photoshop, see right here, I got an image.
Right.
You see it?
Yeah.
Okay, making sure. I got to change this to just a regular layer.
Right. You need a
So with the
layer
quick
behind it to
selection-
work with. I understand that part.
No, I need to just change it to a layer
Okay.
because it was a JPEG image. So I just double clicked and changed it to never mind, I already
Okay.
changed it to 0. Over here, there's a quick selection tool. Then you also have the magic wand, a quick selection
Okay.
tool, and I'll hold shift down and then just drag.
Okay.
And I'll just drag it. You see how it came across that
Okay.
area?
Yep.
Then Control X, boom, gone.
Okay.
So that could be your rough area for like the hair. You have to fine tune it. But just for rough selection, shift, left click on the mouse and drag it. It just starts dragging out.
Well, for me, I need, for me, I'm at a little bit of a different level. It's not that I'm going to actually do this work, but it's hard for me to explain to somebody what I need done without knowing how it works.
Right. That makes sense. That's a problem that I have as well. When I'm like, this is what I want done, I don't know how you do that. Like you can't instruct someone if you don't know yourself.
Right. And then you work it with these VAs, these virtual assistants in foreign countries. You have a language barrier, so you really have to understand, because if you don't understand, you're in trouble. And most of my images I get from my manufacturers are on a white background.
Right.
But to make a collage, you have to remove that background. That's why I'm asking, is there a quick way? Like I have a blue shirt and it's on a white background, a pure white background. If I take the white out,
Photo
of the
feed should
image.
work for that fine for you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let me see.
If it's a crisp image, it's not a lot of busy, or it's
No.
not like black on brown, or that kind of stuff. Just a blue shirt on a white background, or a white shirt on a blue background should be simple to remove.
Yeah, like this here. Oh shit.
I mean, take any image that meets Amazon's requirements, and that's what I get from the manufacturers.
Yeah, that shouldn't be hard to do.
Yeah. So let's see.
But then I bundle the products together, and I got to make a collage image, or
This should be much easier. This is how most of my photos look when they start, right? And then you can just boom, delete that, and that takes away most of it.
wow.
And then, so as long as you've got decent lighting, the purpose of the lighting is to make sure that the background is even, Now,
Paul, can you undo that and show me what you did again?
Oh yeah. So
That's a quick selection tool.
you can use the fuzzy select tool, or here's the other thing that I'll do sometimes. I try this first because this will actually color correct the shoes as well. First I gotta make sure that nothing's selected, and then go to tools, go to color tools, go down to levels, and then click on the pick white point. And let's say, I would prefer not to have any shadows, but these are dark enough shoes that should take care of most of it. You just pick a darker shadow, and then it'll change that to white, and then it changes the rest of the photo's color based off of that white point. So it corrects the entire image. So now I've got a better, like a poppier image. It's a lot nicer, basically.
Yeah, that image is much nicer, and that was quick.
Yeah, and then you can go back and, crap. I forgot to hit OK. So you go to levels. It's really hard to do this when I'm screen sharing when it ends up on my other screen. So go to set white point off of the adjusted levels, and then boom, changes the background to white, and it adjusts the rest of the image so that the colors are adjusted. Then you just hit OK, and now I can try and get rid of some of these shadows too. Just boom, Boom.
Wow.
What are you doing for your birthday, Paul?
I don't know.
Working on images for shoes.
I'm not in charge of my what I do on my birthday. Yeah, see, and then you can go back and just kind of clean it up a little bit. When I'm using the erasers, when you click on the eraser, you can change the size of the thing right here.
Yeah.
And all that, but I use the fuzzy ones. I don't like using the hard one because if you accidentally clip an edge, it doesn't do anything to the image. You can, it's okay, right? Select, none, and then you can just go through and, that's a little bit too, not enough. But yeah, and see how I caught the edge too much there? But
Yep.
I'm using the wrong mouse. This is why I have a mouse with adjustable DPI, because you can drop the DPI down to nothing, and then just it goes
real slow.
Yeah, like really slow, and it's just easier to keep it. Now this is for eBay, so it doesn't need to be perfect, but you could go to view and just zoom in big time if you really want to clean up every little piece. And then, I mean, now we're getting into, this is way more than you need to do for an eBay photo. Like I would have been done with this and just left the shadows on there and everything. But if you've got an item that you're selling a lot of and you need a stock photo, then you should, and you're constantly replenishing it, then you definitely want to go back and, or you definitely want to have a good stock photo where you've gone through and just done every one with no shadows. And now that we're getting pretty close there, you can just zoom back out and it should look a little bit better. Like, see?
Yeah, that does look a lot better.
That
Wow.
spot right there is going to be the hard part. Image, or go to view.
You should go to Amazon and teach this eBay seller who just started selling on Amazon how to put pictures up.
Now see this spot right here?
Hey, stop looking at my store, Deb.
Dude, every single picture in here, it's an eBay picture. It's like on their coffee table, sitting somewhere on it. I mean, they're just like, they're eBay pictures.
Hey, it finally stopped raining in Texas.
We haven't had any rain in a while where I am.
We just had a day and a half.
Thunder, lightning, hail.
Yeah, this spot right here with the shadow would make it pretty much impossible for this to be a good Amazon photo. You could still get away with it, but why would you try when you can just take another picture and make it correct, you know? But for eBay, this is more than good enough. Like yeah, I would use that for eBay. It's all right. You can see a couple of the spots, like it looks a little too clean around the edge, which is why I like to keep the shadows in there. So, you know, if I just reset everything, go back to the original photo again, this is all I would do for eBay, okay? I would just, but you can see the difference between the two next to each other here.
I kind of like the eBay, what you're going to do for eBay. I know where you're going with this, and I like kind of like that better.
Yeah, just go there, boom, done. This is good enough for eBay. That's gonna.
I kind of like that because it shows enough contrast.
Mm-hmm.
It looks real.
It looks more natural, right? And then, like well, you can see some of the stuff that I've been working on. Now, here's another example. You know, like this white shirt, it's too close to the background, so there's no way I could get it better than that without completely washing out the shirt and making it look bad. But now you get something like, well, that's a chess set that I did, like these shoes. Here's another pair of shoes. As long as you start with a halfway decent photo, it doesn't have to be perfect. Now, boom, I'm just going to get rid of all the shadows with one button. And now I might crop this a little bit. Keep doing that. But yeah, go to layer or color levels and then set white point and then just find a shadow and boom, it's gone. And then like this corner up here, if you wanted to keep it like this, you just get your eraser out and get some of the corners and boom. Now you've got white background. And
I think that would look perfect on eBay.
yeah, And you can almost get away with this on Amazon too, but you still see those shadows. You're not really supposed to have that. You're just supposed to have the item. But it'll...
Yeah, but on a used... I feel as a consumer on a used item, when I see that shadow versus no shadow, I feel like this is a picture of the image I'm getting, where the no shadow image is more of a stock photo you found on Google and put in your listing.
Right.
Yeah, I've seen some people, like some other sellers, say that, like, and I think maybe even Paul did. I don't remember if it was you or not, Paul. Had a customer say, like, okay, so what does the item I'm getting actually look like?
Exactly.
But it wasn't. It was their photo. You know, it was the photo of the item, but the picture was just too good.
I've been kicked off of, or had listings kicked off of OfferUp and let go because the pictures were too good.
Maybe that's what it was.
Yeah. They said that I'm not allowed to use stock photos, so I sent them I replied, I'm like, well, thanks for the compliment, but this is the actual item. This isn't a stock photo. I just take good pictures. And they were like, oh my gosh, we're so sorry. We'll put it back up.
I'm just that good. Like,
well, first of all, thank you for taking the time to do that, because now I have a better idea what these VAs need to do for me.
Yeah. But I mean, if I had just one more light in my lighting system, which there's no reason why I shouldn't, I'm just lazy and I haven't gone to Walmart, because all I use, you know those metal shop lights? They're like aluminum cups, and then you just get a bulb in the middle. I've just got one of those on each side. If I had one more on top, that would probably be enough to get rid of almost all the shadows and have a really good white photo.
You know, we should really all pull together for your birthday and get you that light.
Yeah,
I mean, I'm
think
sure
it's like
if we all pitched in $3 or $4, we could get you that light, Paul.
Actually, if you all pitched in about 50 cents, you could get me that light.
Oh, I was going to get you a light and a fixture, too. Ooh.
And a bulb?
A whole bulb,
too.
The nice thing...
just get them a...
Mr. Mr. Sadie says he uses good lighting and never crops a thing. I don't have the patience. There's a cropping tool in eBay I use all the time. Like, I actually use a mix of the GIMP and eBay, but I like cropping it on GIMP if I've already got the image open. But
Craig!
If I get it close enough the first time and it looks pretty good, then I'll just crop it. I won't even open it up in GIMP, and then I'll crop it in eBay. But Paul can register at Walmart. Who the F is Craig? Says I can register at Walmart. Like, oh, register at Walmart and like send you guys a link. Like, this is the item I want, and then you can all pitch in and it'll be sent.
Oh, I thought he meant to sell on Walmart. I was going to say Walmart sucks.
Maybe that's what he meant, but I would.
Man, I've had to start shopping. I've been to Walmart more times in the last month than I have been to Walmart in the last 5 years, because the main store in that little town is Walmart. So, like, that's where you got to go to, like, if you need to pick up, like, you know. Anything. Yeah. I feel dirty. I'm like, Walmart. But I'm not going to drive 25 minutes.
I hit Walmart at least once a day.
I don't shop at Walmart, but I have to now because it's just more convenient.
Yep. Okay. So Mr. Sadie said he just uses the accrual. Let's just look real quick at on eBay and see the difference between listings, and you guys can try and pick out which one's mine.
It's just
what do we win?
Account.
Just by the pictures, like in the search, and you guys can see the difference. Just for the heck of it. And
you used to always be able to tell which ones mine were a couple of years ago because my background was turquoise.
Now, I mean, obviously some of these are going to be new, but this is just a pair of shoes that I have listed. And let's see if I can find. Can I change this to used, please? Oh, there we go. Probably gonna. Oh, you're never gonna find this. There's 641 used listings. Well, let's see. Maybe it's really high up on the ratings or on the search rank. But you can see the difference between the ones with the white backgrounds and the ones with the. And even that, it looks kind of grayed out. If they just did a little white balance adjustment, like I showed you guys, that would make that stand out so much more, and it would brighten up those colors and make it look a little nicer. Here,
Well, look at the ones for
Is that yours right there?
$14.99.
The Nike Zooms, the black ones?
what's that?
That one's not yours, those right there, those black ones?
No. And then like this one here, see how the background's yellow? That's probably actually a white background. If they change this, if they set the white point on this to change the background to yellow, it would also take the yellow out of the color and make it more like the actual color of the item. So sometimes if you're using a white background, if the lighting's wrong, it can make it look really yellow or really blue. If your white background is yellow or blue, then that means that there's a yellow or blue tint to your item. So that could be an issue with, like, when the person gets the item, they could complain that the color wasn't what it wasn't what you actually had on there. And then, I mean, these guys, I don't know why these haven't sold yet. I mean, look at that. It matches the bedspread and everything. But at least you can tell how camouflaged they are, how well camouflaged they are. You can barely see them in the picture. So yeah, there's no way you're gonna find mine in the 700.
Well, this was fun. That contest was awful. How were we supposed to win? The odds were stacked against us.
What are you talking about?
The contest for us to pick out which one was yours.
I know. You guys know I don't plan any of this crap. I just get on and talk.
Now, where's it set white point? And I have my GIMP open. Where do I find to set the white point?
Okay, so you're gonna go to, hold on. So you go to Tools. Go down to Color Tools.
Okay, I got you.
And you go over to Levels. Open up the levels, and then you've got set black point, set gray point, set white point. Just click on pick white point, and then you click on somewhere on the image, and then it'll change the color of the entire image to that point, and make that pure white, and then make the rest of the image adjust according to that point. Does that make sense? I mean, just that one little thing is probably the quickest and easiest way to brighten up anything in GIMP for just basic photos. And some people don't like to spend all that time, but it's not that much more time. I mean, it takes me about, I figure the time that I save by not sitting there messing with my camera and getting all the lighting dialed in perfectly and getting the adjustments on my phone so that it looks like that when it's done, that takes me forever. And then I got to redo it every single time because there's little differences, like different time of day or whatever. I don't have a professional photo studio. But if I just go up there, turn my lighting on, snap a few pics, it takes me 2 minutes to photo an item. You know, I can get 20 items done in half an hour easily. And then I go downstairs and I can, the other half an hour to do all the adjusting in GIMP. Now it took me an hour to photograph 20 items. All the pictures look really professional, and then boom, it takes me another half an hour or whatever, maybe an hour to list, depending on if I have Facebook open or not.
Well, the reason I'm asking these questions is because I believe this is where Amazon's headed. This leads back to Mr. Sadie's question from earlier.
Yeah.
I see Amazon being more of a private label. You're going to have to bundle something with your own brand type thing, which means you're going to have to be able to do these images to Amazon standards, because at some point they're going to start checking their catalog.
Maybe, yeah. Or
I think that it's
just
an algorithm that's able to see if it's a white background or not.
Yeah, it's going to be more and more automated. I mean, as long as it's up to human judgment, then you're going to be able to slip things past. But as soon as they figure out a way to just check every photo and flag every photo and remove every product that they don't want listed because it doesn't meet their standards, by pushing a button, then you're done. You're going to have to do everything right.
You would think by now they would have a better quality control team.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of silly what you can get through at the moment.
Oh yeah, I saw somebody, a friend of mine posted they had fake Louis Vuitton belts, but they didn't say Louis Vuitton. They
just
just
have to
were
lose.
unbranded. They were totally available for Prime shipping on Amazon.
That's stupid. Idaho Hillbilly said, "Man, it is nice to see a reseller show that is actually about reselling." Sometimes we're about reselling. Sometimes we're talking about how drunk we got over the weekend. Sometimes we talk about, I mean, it is what it is. We try and focus on reselling here, but we do other things too. I mean, we've got people that do private label that come on. I do merch. Brian does merch. We got a couple other guys that do merch. I know Adam does it. And that's not really reselling, but for the majority of my income right now is from eBay. And
I don't resell.
Yeah. And yeah, so John is strictly private label. And
Wholesale.
Deb, you're pretty much all eBay right now, right? Do you stop the retail arbitrage thing?
I have pretty much. You know how I am. I do Amazon in waves.
Yeah.
So right now the tide's out.
You do Amazon and giant tidal waves. You're like, all right, I need to make some money.
Yeah, I'm like, I'm just gonna do 20
So I'll
grand.
go and
Yeah.
I'll go do 20 grand this month.
Back to nothing. You look at my chart, it's like ridiculously stupid. It's like, oh, the sales, no sales.
Yeah.
2 months later, oh, the sales, no sales.
A couple of months ago,
It's like a roller coaster ride with Deb.
Yeah.
A couple of months ago, I hadn't sent anything into Amazon since like November or December, and I actually had to pay Amazon because I had a pro seller account and ended up with all my fees. I had so little sales because I just had nothing left. I had a bunch of crap that it was like super long tail penny books and stuff, but that was all that I had left. So then I sent in one shipment a month ago. It hit the warehouse and I did $500, or I had a $500 payout on my last one, and I was only with 50 items that I probably had. I don't even know what I had in it. Just I bought everything at the weigh and pay and garage sales. So probably the inventory probably cost me about as much as it cost me to ship it in. So if I had $50 into everything, that'd be a shocker. But I'm down to 130 on this payout tomorrow.
I have like 12 things listed on Amazon right now, and they're all merchant fulfilled.
Yeah, I think I'm down to like 40. I did start using that KI repricer that Mike McCluskey, who need to bug him and get him on here again sometime because
I miss Mike.
I do too. He's like the coolest dude that is like super successful, and you would never know it by talking to him until he starts nonchalantly mentioning his numbers. It's like, man, I wish that I had half of the motivation and hustle that dude does. I mean, he's like full-time job, family, and gigantic Amazon business that he started with $300 and built into like, I think he
still holds a full-time job.
Yeah, he's got a full-time job. And I think last time I talked to him, he said he was doing like 30 grand a month, but I don't want to talk about him too much when he's not around. Because I
have a truck that shows up in my warehouse. Just to give you an idea, I have a truck that shows up every Tuesday that picks up pallets.
So you are So you're delivering pallets directly, or is it all FedEx? Or
no, I have. It's usually, I don't know what it is. ABF or something comes and picks up every Tuesday and picks up my work that you send in by UPS and box. I have to have it shipped in by pallets. I sent 4,300 units in this week.
Holy crap!
Settle.
That's it.
But how many employees do you have?
What's that?
How many employees do you have, and how much of that work do you actually do yourself?
I don't touch, dude. I haven't touched a piece of work in well over a year.
Yeah.
How many employees we got now? 9, I think.
Yeah.
My general manager travels everywhere as I go with me.
That's awesome.
Just so that he's there with me when I need something.
Yeah. I don't know.
And in all honesty, if I could, I think I would go back to where my wife and I were going to Goodwill, buying stuff at Goodwill and selling it on eBay. We both missed that.
Yeah, I mean, you can still do that if you want to, but you'd have to sell the RV, or it would be really hard.
No, I ain't.
It would be really hard to do an eBay business out of an RV. I've thought about it. Like, how would I keep doing what I'm doing and still get to, like, buy an RV, drop the rent payment, and just start going around hitting everything up and selling pop rocks.
Easy now. I still sell them.
But it would be you basically have to like haul a trailer with you, and I guess it wouldn't have to be that much space to do enough to live out of an RV. Because I mean, really, all my inventory, okay, not all of it. I've got a storage unit with like, I bought like 2,000 pairs of these boxing glove or karate gloves like a year ago, and I still have half of them. But you know, I'm getting $30 a pair for them, and I sell a few a week or yeah, like probably 2 or 3 a week. Barely pays for the storage unit, and then I've got a few other things in there that are just personal items. But besides that, I mean, the majority of my listings are in a closet upstairs and a shelf next to it.
Well, I'll tell you what, the next time I'm able to jump on this show, Paul, next week I'm in Vegas, so I won't be able to, but maybe the Sunday after, I'll do a mobile unit because right now I'm on my desktop.
Yeah.
I'll do a mobile, like a laptop or something, and I'll walk you outside and actually show you how eBay's set up underneath in my basement. What they call it a basement in these things. It's the storage underneath the house.
Yeah.
Part of the RV. And I'll show you how I got all my tubs and everything set up. My issue has been that I thought I would have more time on the road than I do to do the listings.
Okay, so you actually are doing listings and you are making some sales on eBay and all that. I mean, I think the returns would be one of the main annoyances, but I mean, if you had a family member or something that lets you ship the returns to, or if you just say, oh, don't bother returning it, here's your money back. You could do that too if you're buying things right. And that's probably what I would do. I
would do no returns. I mean, I'll accept the return. Like if you call and say, or email me and say, I want to return this item, there's a place where you can just click and say refund the customer, and I'll just refund the customer and tell them to keep the item.
Yeah. I mean, my returns on one account are less than 2%, and my returns on my other account are like almost 4%, like a little less than 4%. So I'm not concerned with my returns at all. It does kind of.
And what you said. But listen, you could make such a fortune on the road if you dedicated yourself to a single item. And we talked about it before the show, the items that I'm thinking of because of the size.
Oh, yeah. Like if you've got something.
You know what I'm talking about?
No, I can't remember.
That kind of.
But, I mean.
Video games? Think about the video games.
Okay, yeah, video games are great. The problem is you can't find them anymore because everybody does video games. But Magic cards, like if I could pick up a Magic card collection every once in a while, I mean, you can have 100 or you can have a 5,000 piece inventory in a little box like that and be selling $200 or $300 a day easily.
I decided that I was going to sell Monopoly game pieces. Listen, I don't need the money. This is just for fun for me. But you can break those games up, and every one of the pieces in the
simmer
box
down,
sells.
John. You're getting way too up on the fun scale there with the Monopoly part.
Oh, Mr. Sadie said that he watches Resell Rabbit's video, and he said that he had 5 IP claims, and Amazon never told him until he got the last one, and they suspended him for it. I'm going to go out on a limb and say that Amazon probably did and tell him, and he just missed it. Like, it's every day. Okay, so every day I go to my email and I type Amazon so that I can see everything that they send me. And there's so much stuff that I would have missed if I didn't do that. How many
emails do you get a day, Paul?
Oh God, I mean, not as many now, but like typical emails, hundreds.
From Amazon.
From Amazon. Let's see how many I got today. Probably not that many right now because I'm not selling that much. but you know, 2 or 3 a day probably. But when I was selling a lot, I mean, there were months where I was doing like $5 grand or more consistently. And when you're doing that much, then you're getting tons of emails from Amazon. I mean, it's like a lot every day, 30, 40, 50 a day. Sometimes I was. But I mean, this is a.
But then you get a slightly larger seller, or however you want to term what I do. I'm at 7 figures for the year already. How many emails do I get in a day? I'm not saying. Listen, I'm not justifying what this guy did.
Oh yeah,
at all.
No,
or
you get
his
a lot of
claim.
emails. It's hard to keep track.
But isn't it all over there in that little section with where it tells you have claims and?
Yeah, if you go to Seller Central, there's a little flag in the upper left.
And then, but there's a performance box too that lets you know you have like messages and claims and chargebacks and.
Yeah, well,
claims, yes.
The biggest
claims,
thing
yes.
to pay attention to is the little flag.
I hate seeing that flag.
With the notifications. Every time I see that flag, I about crap myself, and I click on it just hoping to God that they didn't.
And then it's something stupid. You're like, oh, okay,
yeah, it's like,
thank God. All right.
I missed a decimal place in a price the other day, and I had one.
Yeah, those little. I hate it. I see the little flag, and I'm like, no, what is it? Oh my God! And then I click on it, and it's like, oh, your price was too high, so we deactivated your listing. I'm like, oh, okay, I'm cool with that.
It's either that or. It's either that or they tell you that something that you sold 2 years ago is now unsellable on Amazon for a safety issue or a recall or whatever, and you just have to delete the listing.
This blanket only has to go to here because this blanket is old.
But anyway, guys, I gotta go pick up my kid. I'm already gonna be late. Thanks to everybody for coming on. Deb, John, Brian. Hope to see more of you guys. We gotta do some working hangouts during the week or something every once in a while. I've been neglecting that, but I feel like I get less done when I'm in a working hangout. It seems like I really.
Yeah, when I did my schedule for like my new life coming up, like working hangouts kind of weren't in there.
Yeah, I'm laser focused right now on getting as much jiu-jitsu in as I can because chasing that black belt, and I want to get. I'm trying to do more coaching. I'm trying to teach more classes. I want to do more reffing. There's some certifications that I'm trying to get, stuff like that, so that maybe I can do some traveling. And, if I go to Austin to ref a Fight to Win tournament, then while I'm there, I might be able to go thrifting and see some people. And
some people, no, one people.
But yeah.
I'm going to monopolize all your time. No, I'm just kidding.
So I've got a lot of stuff planned right now, and I got a lot of things that I'm working on, which, like I said, I'm kind of relieved that I got let go from my job because it was taking up, it wasn't really paying me that much. And I mean, I'm not the kind of person that cares that much about money anyway. I want to make enough to survive and to get by and to cover my bills. I don't really need to be rich. I don't need a beachfront property and all that crap, even though that would be great. If I end up getting that, just doing what I love to do, sweet. But I mean, I'm not that concerned because I love what I do every day anyway. I mean, I'm having fun, and that's the important thing. But that's why I do the eBay thing, because really it doesn't take up that much time, and you can really do whatever you want around it. But yeah, we'll be back definitely Sunday. Thank you everyone for all the birthday wishes. I am 38 today, but I've been telling people I'm 38 for like 2 or 3 months now. I just round it up. It's like, whatever. Who cares? And I'll try and, if I get out and do some, pick up anything this week, I might do a haul video. But this last week, I didn't source at all. I think I went into one ARC and bought like 3 things. I was there for 10 minutes, but just did a quick running around. But yeah, trying to list what I have instead of going out and getting more crap. Now that I don't have to be out and about.
What a novel concept.
Yeah. Well, my office was a block away from the weigh and pay, and it's one of the best weigh and pay. Judging by all the haul videos I've seen of people and listening to people talk, that weigh and pay in Denver is one of the best weigh and pays in the country. But it's really, really good. I always make crap load of money every time I go there. But the problem is I'll fill up a cart. I'll get one thing that covers the entire trip. And then I'll throw a few other things up there. And then the rest of it will sit, even if it's good money stuff, you know. So now I'm just listing. And that's what I want to do at least for the next month or so. List, sell, repeat.
This was a long outro.
Yeah, I know. Like, comment, subscribe. Hit that like button if you haven't already. And if you want to see an actual like tutorial on some of the stuff that I'm doing with GIMP, then just comment below and I'll get around to it. And go join my Reseller Wakeup Facebook group. And how crappy were those plush things that I sent you, Deb?
I don't want them.
No? Are they that bad?
No, they're just, they're not worth sending.
Yeah, I'm not even, yeah, I don't really do plush, and that's why. You think you say something good, and it's junk. But I'm good at enough other things that I don't have to worry too much about plush. But anyway, like, comment, subscribe, blah, blah, blah. Thanks, everybody, for coming. Thank you, everybody, for watching. I mean, it's always good to hear from you guys in the comments over on my Facebook group and, you know, on Facebook. But we will be back next week. Bitcoin.